Nobody's going to give it to you. You want it, you come here, you work. Nobody will give you anything. You work your ass off, and this is what you get. This is what you get. Your home, your cars, your business, everything. I mean, this is truly the American dream.
Whenever we walk in, we know exactly, never to forget where we came from. Never.
I remember when they were little, we used to drive to Mexico every year.
In
Zacatecas, drive. First thing I do, my dad would come out, open the door.
And we knew, we started shaking the door. Oh, we want to get out, we want to get out. And when we would get out, we would go run and play in my grandmother's garden, my grandmother's flowers. And my grandfather would always say, hey, control your dos potrillos.
So they look like dos potrillos. Dos potrillos, wow. Because they're over there playing, I said, dos potrillos. It's stuck in my head. So, that's a beautiful name. For one day when I didn't know that I was going to open up a restaurant. I said, maybe if I open up a business, I think that's what I'm going to call it. I said, mis dos potrillos. But we just call it Los Dos Potrillos. Instead of my Dos Potrillos, said Los Dos Potrillos. I said, wow. But that's how I came up with the name, because of my father.
And that's why, it's called that today. It's not about the suit. Growing up, a lot of us, especially me, have that mentality of saying, hey, I see Wall Street, I see all these big business people, and I see, you associate suits and ties to multimillionaires, billionaires, or whatever it is. And, you start to consume yourself on the fact that, hey, maybe that should be my identity. Growing up, I just wanted to say, hey, I want to wear a suit. I want to be like that guy on Wall Street. I want to be that guy that's in the top of the tower. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But it's the mentality and the identity that you put on yourself.
Excuse my language for this. Don't think that your shit don't stink. That person that you see right now, if you think he's less than you, the world spins. Now, that guy that you're being jeopardized, make him look small. No, we're all the same, guys.
My wife has always preached this. My father's preached this. Don't end up being cocky. Don't end up thinking you know better than anybody else. Don't think your shit doesn't stink. Because the moment you start thinking that, it's gonna come back and bite you. And one thing that, I've always learned, and my wife has, again, like I said, told me, it's not about the suit, Danny. It's about who you are, and it's about the personality that you bring to the table, and it's about the work ethic, the perseverance, the adversity that you're gonna end up going through. That's what makes your suit. It's not a Gucci suit or a Armani suit. They're not gonna see the scars, the heartaches, the restless nights on that suit. Yeah, it's nice and it's probably really expensive, but it's the person who you are and the person and how you carry yourself. That's your suit. My dad's always said, a CEO, he's never really understood what a CEO stands for and what a CEO is. And he always thinks a CEO is behind their desk and telling people what to do. And I've kind of taken that to heart because, if I'm going to be a co-CEO and CEO of a company, or you got to get your hands dirty. You got to be there. You got to make things happen. And, any great CEO is going to be there with their team, leading the front, being the front runner, and then gives people the opportunity to take over that job while you still keep your hands in it and still keep maintaining and coaching them up and making them into a better person. So that's what I've learned. But yes, I love my office, but I also love getting my hands dirty when need be. You can come on in. Just follow me. What's up, guys? How are you? Good, good. What? William! ¿Ya está, man? ¿Todo bien? ¿Cómo está todo?
Estamos listos ya.
¿Estamos listos? ¿Ya está listo todo? No, ¿cómo pues? Ya tenemos las otras, ¿todavía no? Ya. Además las bolsas blancas y eso es todo. Chips ahí están ya, ¿verdad? Y luego... ¿eso es todo? Sí, ¿verdad? Ya. Perfecto. Ya está pues. Gracias, William. Perfect, we're all ready to go. Got it all set up. We're all set up. I gotta change now. Yeah. It's been going really well so far. I gotta say, these guys, the biggest thing when you end up doing any type of business is, you do the venture, go and do the venture yourself as an entrepreneur. And once you get doing the venture, then you hire somebody to do it. Then you find someone to kind of be the operator. And Christian, he's been doing a stellar job so far here in about 30 minutes, and that's the end game, guys. At the end of the day, it's when you're making a business, you want to find good people, you want to trust good people, and then have them take accountability to make sure they're getting the job done. We have to continue to grow internally and externally, and we have to continue to be uncommon. That's why I have my quote, the bigger we become, the smaller we have to be. So bigger becoming, we're becoming bigger on the outside scale, but internally we have to be smaller than ever, tighter than ever, knowing our employees better than ever, and not forgetting, our employees from the bottom, whatever it is, whether it's a host, dishwasher, doesn't matter. They all do a crucial role into who we are and what we're about. I have the greatest job in the world. Us entrepreneurs have the greatest job in the world. We have the opportunity to give jobs to people. We have the opportunity to give people an opportunity for a better life, for a opportunity not just to make their dreams come true, but to give them a stepping stone in their life, to an opportunity for them to say, hey, I'm going to be okay. I know this is really out of my comfort zone, but I have the opportunity to say, hey, you're going to be just fine. Whether it's a server, a busser, a host, a cashier, a dishwasher, everybody has a dream. Everybody has an opportunity to be something more than they want to be. I have that awesome opportunity to help them and guide them to get wherever they want to go, whether they want to stay in the restaurant industry their entire life, or if it's they want to be a freelancer, they want to be a CEO of a top company, they want to be a teacher. I have that opportunity to connect with them and to help guide them through, to say, hey, you're doing great. Hey, you know what? You need to work on these sorts of things. Hey, you're going to be just fine. What do you think we could do better? Of course, everyone will say, well, we can get better at to-go, we can get better at write-ups, we can get better at communication, we can get better at overtime. But we want to go a little deeper onto that on how. You know what I mean? So once they say, okay, if someone says to-go, then I want someone else to write. How are we going to make the to-go's better? Someone might have a great idea, say, well, what if we think of it this way? What if we do it this way? You know what I mean?
An action plan.
Create an action plan.
For the to-goes, to keep a little control on that.
Yeah.
I think it's, what's overwhelming with the shutdown and all business was just to-go. But maybe a card in there. Your to-go was bagged by.
I know, yeah, so perfect. That's a great idea. What else? What else do you think we can probably go over?
Sit people
being
down,
the helping hand.
Being an extra hands.
Yep.
And asking, what can I do for you? What can I help you with? Are you good?
What can I do for you?
Staying on top of that.
And I like that though. What can we do? What can I do for you? So it goes back to, again, servanthood. To any entrepreneur, to any business owner, we just don't look at the employee itself. We have to look at the employee and their employees' families. We don't only support that certain employee, but we help support that employee's family. And when you have that opportunity to do that, of course it comes a lot more pressure onto you. But as a company and as myself being a business owner and an entrepreneur, it's not always about the money. It's not always about, hey, get your paycheck, pay your family, and make sure you guys are doing well. But in my business and what I want to constantly keep projecting out, especially to my employees, is not your entire life should always be consumed on the restaurant. This isn't your identity. Your identity is who you are inside and who you end up becoming, not only for your business or who you're helping for your business, but it's also who you become at home. Whether it's, if I know an employee working a lot of hours, we always like to check in, hey, they doing okay? Are they spending enough time at home? Yes, they're providing for their family, but we also want to make sure they are providing for the family, not only, through a money standpoint, but also a personal standpoint as well.
We're all the same. So don't ever say that. Treat everybody with respect, because that person, if you spit up, it's going to come down and hit you right on your head, man.
Well, my dad has always said, son, don't let anyone tell you can't accomplish or do something, not even me. If you have a dream and you have a vision, do it. I specifically remember, like, Dad, can you do this, or can you help me do this? And like, son, just go do it. Like, do you want me to hold your hand? You want me to go hold your hand when you go do this? And that right there just led me and understood. He's like, I can do this. I can do it myself. I know how to do it. And it's made me into more of an independent person of who I am. And an entrepreneur myself is just, hey, just do it. Just do it. Why? You're not gonna wait for the last minute. Just do it.
I hear a lot of fight from your boys. I've witnessed a lot of humility as well.
Yeah.
Where did they get this idea of humility, but also we don't take crap from people? Like, what was the lesson in that?
Yeah, it's all.
I think I was in 7th grade. 7th or 8th grade. I think I was in junior high here. And the biggest bully in the school, somebody else, we were in the auditorium and somebody shot a spit wad at him with the straw. Sure, everybody did that. So he shot him and we hit him right, I think right in the face. So freaking guy, he thought that it was me. He came by, he pushed me, he kicked me so hard in my knee. I said, oh man, he was big. I was a little skinny guy. I said, oh, you son of a bitch. When we got out of there, out of the auditorium, I just went right at him. So he was the biggest guy, the biggest bully in school. And I just went straight. I punched him. I had him on the ground until the principal came by and he pulled me out of him. So he knew who he was. I said, what the hell are you doing? No, he's going to come back. I just said, no, I'm not going to take anything from nobody. Especially because he hurt me so, right here in my, he kicked me so hard in the chin. Oh man, it was so painful. So, oh, you say you.
You can still feel it, hey?
I can still feel it. No, but I feel so good after that. He never bothered me again, never talked to me again. I said, no way, man. So don't take anything from nobody. Doesn't matter how big he is. If you're small, at least he's going to take a good punch from you. You give it to him. I don't care what you do, but you better not come back and say, I didn't do anything. Well, no, if you don't do it, I'm going to do it to you. So, and yeah, I remember telling them that. Yeah, never let anybody bully yourself. Never.
And we've evolved from that too, also a little bit. We don't mess with anyone. We're raised that way, but at the same time, don't poke the pit bull. Don't poke it if you don't need to. Don't do it. Yep.
And that's the biggest thing. I've always said earlier about, restaurateurs need to stop talking bad about each other, and we should start lifting each other up, because again, it all goes around. When you're at the highest platform that you possibly could be, why are you going to be? You should be there helping people. Not when you think you're at the bottom. Don't keep pushing them down. Lift them up.
Lift them up.
2021 is going to be one of our biggest years, and I know it is. We have such a good vision and such good chemistry. 2020 was crappy, but we got so much accomplished in that year internally and as a family, and how closer we got together. That 2021 is literally they're going to have to stop us.
Yep.
2021 is going to have to stop us.
That's all I have. Drops in my head right now. Don't follow your dreams, guys. I'm going to be here as long as I live to support you guys, and that's it.